I look at it as, hey, I talk good about you all the time, and I don't lie about you, so don't lie. And so that's where I was like,
yeah, I agree.
I'm sure I'll get a message from him saying sorry or something, but I don't get like, it is what it is.
Why is it that, like, I find, like, a lot of wrestlers embellish things, like Flair and especially the older wrestlers, I find, like, where they'll tell one story in 7 different ways on 7 different podcasts.
That's what I think. That's the thing. So if you ever hear people, that's the thing. I think for anybody that goes and listens, my stuff is pretty consistent over the, I don't know. And so that's where, like, I know that, you know, someone's telling the truth typically when it's not. Then you know that, okay, when you start to talk about when you use the balance of credibility, because you don't know when you're doing it when you're not doing it. So. I've seen that. I don't listen to a lot of this stuff, so but I see it so much. I don't know what he said or that he's back on it.
I forgot what band it was. I think it was like Metallica or something. He said he had like and it was like totally false. Like they asked the band, like, did Hogan, did you guys ever give Hogan a tryout? And they're like, who? Like,
who, Terry Bollea? Yeah. Down in Tampa, this big guy with blonde hair. Brother, I can't keep up with it. I just know that I know what I'm talking about on the things that I say. I'm just like, that's the neat thing. I was just like, I just pointed out, I go, I got that, I go, no, I ain't got the function into that day. Literally everything he said was a lie outside of him coming to say that he did come in there and said, man, we're doing okay. I specifically coming in there. That part was the truth. And when he was trying to trick us or whatever, he thought, like, he said it every week almost. Like, once he was like, man, this is the week. But, like, that isn't ridiculous. They very well.
Talking about hot dog, you can't pay the
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I legit would have been excited if it happened. But,
yeah, and the funny thing is that, like I said, I know you love Heath, I love Heath, I think he's a great person.
He didn't mean anything by it, but it's just like, I'm just like, don't, like.
But don't embellish it.
This is the week. But, like.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that, like.
Week. But, like, I remember him specifically coming in there. That. Literally everything he said was a lie outside of him coming to say that he did come in there and said, a hot dog eating contest.
We had like a tryout to be in this band story in 7 different.
People just don't lie. So then they turn a whole into a. After we all that Cody in the story out. Kind of awful, but like don't add another lie to it. But why? But the thing is, don't. And I remember one person immediately go to lunch or dinner, man, I heard we're doing a hot dog eating contest. Would come with it. Man, we're doing this. That's one of the off with that with my social media. It's not many people need to be aware of some of the things that you've done. I can just say this isn't the only one with the MBAs. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he does this called, he does it every month on the Leisure Pod Network where it's like happy hour and it's like an hour show and he just answers questions. I don't know what the context was. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet, but I did listen to the clip. And then, what is with wrestlers like embellishing stories, big guy? Like,
that's why I saw it. I love you for it.
I know you do.
I put him over it. I literally never said a bad thing about him. And I see that. I'm like, so for the people listening, and everyone knows that's listening to the show, I do nothing but talk great about him. I love him. But somebody asked him something about I think in the hot. He would always every week he would come. Man, we're doing this week.
I was more Kings League champion basketball.
He was lying. He was like, literally, he would leave and we just go, he's so full of it. Like, but like,
I broke his nose.
Say something that
Like, what's the name of the game? The only person, my team beat it, but I won't say it.
One day.
He's like, we do it for it. They call foul due because he was green. He says, these guys told up, it's true. What the fuck is that? No, you're going to win now. Why? He won the game. Won the game, I broke his nose.
I've already won a food challenge and tough enough. So he goes, Skippy, he goes, he was excited. He loves food. And he goes, but man, he didn't eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner, man. He thought he was so mad that we didn't have the hot dog eating contest. And I'm just thinking, I go, that's just a flat out lie. We eat breakfast on our own before we even go to the building. He didn't start telling that until the afternoon after we got there and we were waiting to see what was going to happen. So one, I ate breakfast. Two, we get to the building and immediately go to catering. I ate lunch as well with that. So one, there was 2 out of the 3. And then third, I ate catering after we got done competing out there. So I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I never once believed in that we were doing a hot dog eating contest, as did none of the guys. But we also knew that it could be possible because we were doing crazy things on the show. But I was like, but it makes you just sound like, oh, big dumb Ryback. I tricked the plan. I was thinking, why would you have to change,
why do you have to embellish it to make it sound like a funny story?
But he did do that. He did come in trying to lie to us. And but we just know, we literally knew he was full of it. We all literally would laugh when he'd walk away, at Heath. He just did Heath being Heath with it. But,
I'm sure you're going to be any malice by it.
No, but you guys, when you do that, but why, my thing is don't. One, you're coming in line with your buddies trying to trick him, which he admitted he was doing that anyways. But it's all in good fun. It's kind of a harmless thing. But don't add another lie to it to make it to try to get yourself over. That you're it was no, we all knew you weren't you're just making this stuff up.
Yeah, you might have done it, but we all knew the whole thing.
Yeah. So, but I was I just put it out public. No, that's just, I just hate the Cardi line. It's we call that codying a story up. Where you take a partial truth and then cody it up and then yeah, with it you might take a small partial truth and then turn it into a huge lie. But it's oh, it's kind of funny, so it's harmless. It's no, I don't look at it that way. I look at it as, hey, I talk good about you all the time, and I don't lie about you, so don't lie. So that's where I was I'm sure I'll get a message from him saying sorry or something. I don't get just.
Hey!
It is what it is.
You miss Hulk Hogan?
A lot of wrestlers embellish things, Flair and especially the older wrestlers, I find, where they'll tell one story in 7 different ways on 7 different podcasts.
That's what I think. That's the thing. So if you ever hear people, that's the thing. I think for anybody that goes and listens, my stuff is pretty consistent over and so that's where, I know that's how you know someone's telling the truth typically. When it's that, then you know that, okay, because once you start going that route, what do you now you have no credibility because people don't know when you're doing it or when you're not doing it. So.
Yeah, look at Hogan, man. Nobody believes Hogan.
I've seen that. I don't listen to a lot of this stuff, so but I see it so much. I go,
no, man, let me get you
I forgot what band it was. I think it was Metallica.
I be shaking that ass. I be shaking that ass. I be shaking that ass. I got fight.
And it was totally false. They asked the band, did you guys ever give Hogan a tryout? And they're who?
Two Terry Bollea? Yeah. Terry Bollea. Blonde hair.
Yeah. It wasn't Terry Bollea's penis. It was Hogan's penis.
Brother. Brother, I don't know about that. I can't keep up with it. I just know that I know what I'm talking about on the things that I say. I'm just that's the Heat thing though. I was I just pointed out, I read that and I go, no, I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner that day and didn't believe that it was literally everything he said was a lie outside of him coming to say that he did come in there and say, man, we're doing a hot dog eating contest. I remember him specifically coming in there. That part was the truth. And when he was trying to trick us or whatever, he thought he said it every week almost. Once he was man, this is the week. But that isn't ridiculous. They very well could have put a hot dog eating contest and I would have won it hands down. So I legit would have been excited if it happened. But
yeah, and the funny thing is that, like I said, I know you love Keith, I love Keith, I think he's great person.
He didn't mean anything by it, but it's just like, I was like, don't, like,
But don't embellish it.
because that's the, what do you think, like, here's the thing, I always get questions, what do you think, what's the one thing they take from that whole thing? It's that portion of it.
That right back to it.
Yeah. But that story, and they posted it, and then that's where I'm like, you guys have to have seen the stuff I'm going through with everything. I've got a business. That doesn't help your buddy out, telling everybody, trying to trick everybody that your buddy's stupid, when it's not the case. When it's just to tell a funny wrestling story to try to get one up and, like, get a few laughs. That's where I'm like, have some respect for that. I literally put you over on everything on you and said you were so much better than what you were used as from the day one. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like with this, I was like, I wouldn't in a million years go do that to one of my friends. And like, I look at it, I go, at least maybe that's where I know where I sit with him, maybe. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, doesn't hurt anything as far as being friendly, but I'm like, maybe we're not as good as friends as I thought, because that's not something I think friends do on that. Like Cody, I called Cody out on it. Cody's horrible at taking it deep. Cody will tell a lie to try to get a laugh, and I'm like, brother, you might think it's harmless. It's not. With it. I know there's real world repercussions for this stuff, and then you just go to distance yourself from certain people once that starts happening.
Yeah, that show is pretty funny. The Happy Hour. It's like an extension of the Major Pod. Like they have like shows like on their network, you know.
Yeah.
They have it read like weird names and stuff because his accent is so funny and he doesn't know how to make it.
Yeah, right. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know what I mean? He has that personality where like something so simple, he can say it and it will sound funny.
Yeah, with the accent with it and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. I just put that out there just for him to see, just so he can maybe feel a little bad about it. And
listen, I don't blame you 100%. And like I said, it doesn't change how I look at Heath. I like Heath. And I know, but I don't like that, like...
Well, I don't know if we don't stop it either, it can just keep going. Yeah, so I was like, okay, you said it publicly, I'm going to say what I think publicly and tell the truth, and then you wanted me to leave it at that, hopefully it doesn't come up again.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking to you about, like, because I was a class clown my whole life, so, like, I was always the funny kid, but people think that just because you're funny that people can mess with you, and I always had to prove myself, like, and fight, because people would think that I was a joke, and I'm like, bro, I'm not a joke, like, I know when to be funny, and I know when to be serious, and, like, I'll joke all day long. You can even make fun of me in a funny way, and I'll laugh at it. But as soon as I see that it's serious, the game's over, you know? And I feel you on that. Like,
people when you're nice in general, too, people, they think, oh, he's nice, we can take advantage of him. And like, I don't think people, enough people know now. I go, brother, the light goes off in the head, and I get that red eye. I go, it goes the other way really quick with it. And I think you gotta just let people know, like, I'm nice for a reason because I choose to get a bit hard, but like, I don't like bad people with it. We're probably a lot alike in that respect.
I agree.
Hey, did you see yesterday? Chance just put this up, and I did actually see the clip on social media. Ric Flair walked out of the Kill Tony segment deal.
No.
It was because of are you familiar with that show? It's the guy that he's the big wrestling fan on Joe Rogan.
Yes, it's a comedian guy, right?
Yeah. Flair was there, but it looked like, I saw the clip where Flair, like, started telling, like, he didn't find something funny, and, like, kind of just, it looked like he'd been drinking, too, from the...
He was definitely drinking.
Yeah, I'm just saying, allegedly, I knew the Pat McAfee with the Bret Hart. Allegedly, Flair, I don't want to get a lawsuit letter from Flair's attorney saying he wasn't drinking. Allegedly, Flair had maybe had some drinks prior to the Kill Tony. So,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, but I just was curious if you saw the clip because I did see it. They didn't show where he got up and walked out, but he was saying he was going to walk out, and they were going back and forth trying to convince him to stay. I don't know if you do like because that show, the whole premise of the show is kind of like a roast, isn't it?
Well, so I read that because I didn't see the video, I didn't read the premise of it. So apparently the show is about putting over young comedians and stuff, and like judging young comedians or something like that. And like it's a roast, and like you said, it's a roast and whatever. And Flair was like swearing his words and like not really.
Of course, put hold over. Being there. Drugs and dildos.
He did zero research on what the show was about.
I saw something with that as well. Yeah, that's what he didn't understand. Or like it was a little uncomfortable looking at it because they all loved Rick and they were trying to get him, convince him to stay, and he was like offended over the whole thing. It seemed like.
Did he actually walk out?
Jan said, I don't know if can somebody in the chat confirm did he actually get up and walk out, or did they end up?
Can you send us the video you have it?
If you could put the clip, I could maybe play it. I don't know where I could play it. No, I probably couldn't play it on my phone. That would be picked up on this.
Yeah, we'll get picked up, big guy. Probably we have to watch it after. But
yeah. Or if somebody posts a clip, I could at least share it on the thread.
Yes.
For people to know that want to see it.
The thread is here today. Thank God. Yesterday it wasn't here, which is like insane.
Maybe it was a technical glitch. Yeah, the show is here today, but it is not being distributed out very much.
I mean, we had a lot on YouTube yesterday. Almost 200 people watching on YouTube, so that was good.
Yeah, we get thousands of views on YouTube on the shows. It's not.
Yeah.
But even that is low, though. That's very low for my channel. But at least it's better than no people, you know.
Well, what do you feel like? You feel like his team let him down by not letting him know what the podcast was about?
I don't know. It didn't seem like, I don't know. I didn't see before what led to the kind of, it wasn't a breakdown, but it was like him kind of like just not like happy with what was going on. Wait, I didn't see, he was polite about it, but he did get up and leave. Yeah, so the chance says he did get up and leave.
Wow.
But that's what I saw. He was polite about it. He genuinely just seemed like he didn't understand what was going on. But like it did look like how he was talking, like, and he there was some drinking at some point that had gone on, if not during. Allegedly.
Imagine being a fan of Ric Flair and he agrees to come on your podcast and you love him and you're like, oh my God, I can't wait until he comes on my podcast, and then he comes on and that happens,
Yeah.
and how heartbroken that person probably feels that like he just met his hero and and it went down that way. Like that has to stop, man.
He's met him before. He was on the Rogan show podcast before, but where Tony Tony says I think he's gone out with him before.
Oh, I know who Tony is.
Yeah.
Logan always has Tony on with the wrestling.
Yeah, because Tony knows he knows all the wrestling. Because Joe doesn't know anything about wrestling anymore. Not modern. Yeah.
I like that guy a lot.
And so he always has him on when he has the wrestler, so he can kind of help with the conversation, the flow of it. Because Joe doesn't. Yeah. Joe's which is Joe's really smart on that because he's not. Joe knew like wrestling when he was a kid. He's not as into it. He doesn't follow it like he was MMA with all that. So he brings him in on the topics. He doesn't understand the wrestling and that. The hell kind of the show about it. So that's where that relationship probably formed was somewhere. Whenever Rick was on there, for Tony, they first met. But yeah, I don't know about dudes. How old is Rick right now?
Rick is like 74.
74.
Yeah, I'll look it up, but I know I'm pretty sure.
You're younger than my dad. My dad's 75.
74. I was spot on. Yep. So
wow.
74, and he looks like he's 115.
I'll say though, but like he trains, I think, but he's going hard, man. 'Cause he smokes, he has the line out of the marijuana, and he drinks.
Yeah.
I don't think he's expecting to. He's overcome so much already. I'm sure he's just living life and just going out, where if it happens, it happens. I'm sure he's not really. Not saying he's looking.
What is this, huh? Sit, huh?
I can't pick it up.
Yeah.
March it down for a leaf.
This shit green. Right, Joe.
You know, I'm going to say,
I'm gonna put Joe keep
the same thing.
And then you have somebody like
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like healthy as a horse, and that happens. That's how life works, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Rick's been living that life for so long. I think he did say it where he probably realized where he wanted to stop drinking. He was probably so miserable because he's done it for so long.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, I'd rather do it if I go tomorrow. At least where I'm happy every day. There's people that makes him happy. Like that's just, and I'm not gonna. I don't think. I think we all are far too judgmental of him. It's not like he's had his family has everything, and he just kind of he has his endorsements, and if that makes him happy, let him just that's. But they're all levels. It's like it could be excessive still too. It's like there's a difference between just having a couple or a few drinks and kind of getting a little buzz, and then what it takes to probably get him a buzz is probably a ridiculous amount.
And he's had a tough fight, like.
Yeah, absolutely. This is like we can't judge. It's like,
and I get that, but some of the stuff that he's been through, he's caused a lot of it, right? So, and that's because of the drinking, and I mean, he left his robe, which was like one of the most famous robes ever, in a freaking hotel.
But I mean, we don't care. You guys might think the wrestlers. I don't give a damn about any of that gear. It doesn't mean anything. It's just material. Like, you guys might look at that stuff and think, but to us, I know he doesn't care. And I don't do it. I'm not either. Like, I mean, I like my gear with it, but it doesn't have any sentimental value to most of us and stuff. Outside of maybe a little, but not like.
When,
yeah, no, I know, but it's just still though. Once you live that life, it's not. It's all we're building. With that, it doesn't look at like I know other people look at stuff like us when you get caught up in what everything is, and you realize that like fame and celebrity doesn't mean anything anyways, and how people look at it all fake essentially from real life. And that's it doesn't. I think wrestling fans look at things a lot differently than the actual wrestlers do. Once you live that life and do things, and I'm just saying that like I mean. But your perception of money changes as well. Like, when you have nothing, oh my God, $1 million, you think it's like, oh my God, then you make $1 million, you realize, you're like, oh, $1 million's not even really $1 million, like with that, and then you just realize the way the world works, and you're like, then you hang out with people that make $10 million, and then you make $10 million, and then you hang out with people that make $100 million, you're like, oh, this is nothing. No, but your perception of reality has changed because your reality has changed. Your cost of living, and you do something, my cost of living now is much higher than it was prior to wrestling or my early days of wrestling. My normal is much different now than what it used to be with that. I keep myself grounded. I understand that things can go back to that at any point in time for anybody in reality with that. But like I realize that I'm working through it to a certain thing, but I don't put my happiness in materialistic things. It's great to have things at times, but I don't put my self-worth in that stuff. And like for wrestlers, like the gear and stuff, it's just kind of, we have so much of it anyways, too. It's just one robe. He has 1,000 of them, 5,000 of them. So it's just one robe. It's like big deal. Like the guy, but he lives a little more recklessly, too, at times. He kind of throws money away, like, where I just think he just doesn't. But just giving big wads of cash away, and Arn's talked about it, whereas like, he was like, hey, just look the guy at 20, he'd be happy with a 20, and Rick is throwing him, a few hundred or something. It's like, he's just driving the car right over there and parking it. I can literally go do that for you for free, Rick. No, let the guy.
He's giving money to other people, like, waiters and stuff like that. I love that stuff. But yeah, man, it just shows you, but that's why he had to borrow money from Vince. And he said that he was, the most embarrassed. And Vince said he wouldn't even have done that for Shane or Stephanie. He wouldn't even have lent them that money, which I don't believe, but he did say that in an interview.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Rick said that Vince told him that. I wouldn't even do this for my own kids, and I'm doing it for you. And that's why Rick is so loyal to him.
That is why. Well, he's had to go back there for multiple things, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And he said he went back multiple times when he didn't want to. Same with Hogan when he got divorced. Yeah,
everything is money wise. So just for everyone to, everything is money related for people going back there. Yeah. It always is. That's why Vince, that's why he thinks he can beat me. He thinks, that's where I said, I'm just, no, Vince, the way around it is I just don't care about you. Take everything, I'm never coming back. The one boy you can't play with ever again. He was just waiting it out until he expires. That's the game. And I'm going to get healthy and go somewhere else. But that's the game. or you haven't done ties with the company that I can go back finally under new management. And like, I'll wait. I don't care if I have to wait till I'm 50. It'll happen. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna get cleared though much sooner here. I'm not like life is all right. I figured ways around it, but like he deep down thinks he can get anybody back.
Yeah.
And this is why I know him. I know him better than he knows himself. I know he does. I talked to him enough, and I know enough about him. I've read the stuff that he reads and how he figured out his little playbook for running that place, and it's actually pretty fun. Whether this is like the social media thing is the one thing